The greatest struggle in life is not between you and the obstacles ahead, because those things will certainly be overcome. But it is your relationship with God and whether or not you feel you've been abandoned. I never liked Jeremiah 29:11, not because it's wrong, but because I grew up hearing it everywhere, as if it was just some magical solution for pain. God has plans to prosper you. God wants to give you a future and a hope. But then I read the context, and it just messed me up. Because God didn't say that to someone who just got a new job, but to a people who had just lost everything. The Israelites had been captured. They were taken far away from their land, their temple, their language, their culture. They were in Babylon, and they felt abandoned by God. They were hoping for a message like, "I'm coming to rescue you." But instead, God says, "Build houses, plant gardens, have children, increase, do not decrease. Seek the peace of the city where I've carried you." Carried? You mean exiled? And then he says, "In 70 years, I'll bring you back." 70 years. That's a lifetime. That's not your future. That's your grandchildren. This is where it hit me. God's idea of peace isn't always what we think. He wants escape, revenge, rescue. But God says, you can still grow, even here. And that's very hard to hear when you're tired, when you're praying for a breakthrough, when you look around and all you see is Babylon. And you ask yourself, has God left me here? But that's the miracle of the verse. Jeremiah 29:11 is not some quick fix promise. It's a challenge to trust God, even in captivity. God didn't say, "I'm removing the suffering." He said, "I'm not removing myself." He was with them in Babylon, just as He's with you now. Not in some future version of your life, but in the dust and mess of now. So the question isn't, when is God going to get me out? The question is, who will I become while I'm still in it? Because maybe the future He promised isn't a location, but a person. You, transformed, rooted, whole, even in a land that doesn't feel like home.